Let's talk about Zone 0, what you want to look for and what you want to remove from your home. Remember, Zone 0 is at 5 feet around your house, and it is the ember-resistant zone. This area is where small pieces flying in the air smack the side of your house and will either stick or not if you've removed the household and construction flammables from this zone. The goal is to remove the potential heat so that flying embers don't have a catch point to attach to your home and create heat. Let's get into it. First off, get all leaf litter cleaned up, which is made up of leaves and little twigs. You want to make sure there's none of that around your property. Next, make sure you don't have any construction or flammable material along your house or leaning against the side of it. If you have wood piles, be sure to get that out at least to Zone 2, way away from your home, and make sure it's not going to burn anywhere. If you have a deck, rake underneath the deck and get all that flammable material out from under there. Think about the winds coming across the ground at 70 miles an hour and carrying tiny little fireballs. Anywhere that those can get shoved and stuck under there are potential places for fire to catch on. What you can do is remove those leaves and purchase a skirt for your deck or have one installed. They really help keep out those embers, just like vents or screens on your windows. Speaking of windows, they all need to have screens on them too. If anything comes through and breaks a window, it's an open way for embers to get into your home, and we don't want that. Next, be sure to clean out your gutters and make sure your roof doesn't have anything on it. Make sure all the vegetation is cut away at least 10 feet from your roof line and chimneys. This is important because if embers fly into your gutters, they can start fires that way. When it comes to the grounds, make sure all your grasses are cut down as far as possible, and make sure there are no big bushes right up against your house. If they are, cut them back a couple feet and make sure there are no leaves stuck in them, and really clean them out. You may have nice shrubs, so be sure to trim them back to a manageable size and make sure they're not touching the ground. It should be at least 2 feet off the ground and cleaned up at least 1 foot away from your house. It's also important to make sure they're watered and that they're isolated on your landscape, meaning singular pieces of vegetation are not all linked together. In other words, if one catches on fire, it's going to catch its neighbor on fire. You might have to remove one, and that may be part of your Zone 0 action plan. Keep that in mind. Even though you're removing things for safety purposes, you can still maintain a good image. The key is, don't be lazy about it. Keep it nice, keep it clean and managed. In the event of a fire, here are some things to clear out of your Zone 0. Pull all the flammable materials off your deck and remove any items stacked up against your house. This includes plastic, trash cans, kayaks, etc. Move it away from your house. If you have a wood gate that's connected around your property, open the gate to break that line of fuel. If it's left closed, that's a uniform fuel and the fire will continue to grow and spread. Lastly, don't make the mistake of turning your sprinklers on. It takes water resources away from the fire department. If everyone in the neighborhood turns their sprinklers on and leaves them on for hours and hours at a time, by the time the firefighters come to hook up a hydrant on the same system, that tank is drained. This usually happens when people are trying to protect their home because they didn't mitigate it. In reality, sprinklers on for 6 hours is not going to turn back 7 years of drought in a 70-mile-an-hour wind coming through dry grass. These are all the things to take care of in Zone 0. It may feel a little overwhelming, and that's okay. Just download your Zone 0 action plan here, follow along, and get it done. Get your family involved, and within a few weekends, your Zone 0 will be mitigated, and you'll have made a significant difference in the safety of you and your family. Remember, it's life over property.